September marks Recovery Month, and today to talk more about that, we have DeLisa Russell, who is the mental health expert that we've talked to so many times, and also the CEO, the group CEO of Promises Behavioral Health in Houston and Bryan College Station. So we're talking about Recovery Month. People may first think substance abuse recovery. It's not just that.
In the later years, it's turned into not just looking at recovering from addiction, but also looking at the mental health components, because we see how they go hand in hand.
And why is it so important to talk about this right now, in this place, in this time?
I mean, it is always in this month in September that we're talking about this, but especially during the pandemic, you know, whenever people weren't getting up to go to work other than getting up to go into the living room, or, you know, they weren't away from the bar because the bar was right in the dining room. So I think that it's been definitely on the forefront of people's minds. And I mean, you're hearing every day about ODs with fentanyl. I think it's very, again, I like to look at statistics, but in 2019, they said that over 20.5 million people were diagnosed with a substance use disorder. That means that they went to a doctor or went to a mental health professional and they were actually diagnosed with a substance use disorder. The frightening thing about all of that is less than 10% of those that were diagnosed actually sought any kind of treatment.
Why are people so resistant to getting that help?
You know, stigma has always been an area that we've battled in this field. You know, stigma, you didn't want to talk about what was going on at home, you know, in the sense if you had a family member that was drinking too much, or if you had somebody that had mental health issues. But, you know, now it's out there. It's, you know, the cat's out of the bag in the sense that we are talking about it. And I think that people are now starting to look at it deeply. We made reference to when you go to your doctor's office now, doing a checklist. It's not just for your mental health, but if you've noticed, there's also a section now where they're looking at how much do you drink? You know, do you drink more than once a week? How many glasses do you drink of wine? And they're looking at that because we see when people are coming in with physical issues and everything else, we want to make sure to address it correctly. We want to be able to send them to the right treatment facility, to the right doctor that can actually look at what's going on with them.
How does someone know when it's time to get help? And again, we're breaking this down between addiction and also mental health issues. So I guess the criteria are different for each of those when it comes to knowing when it's time to get some help.
Well, anytime that you are having anything that is having a major impact on you living a healthy, happy life, right? I mean, with mental health, I mean, you are looking at personality changes, you are looking at sleep, you are looking at weight gain, weight loss. I mean, most of us have gone to the doctor's office and done that checklist a million times because the doctors are seeing how important it is in looking at not just a person's physical health, but their mental health. With addiction too, you start looking at the consequences, you know, consequences that it's having on relationships, on their job, you know, on their health. You know, if they're drinking too much, are they able to get up and go to work? Are they able to do that?
We need to mention right now that there is now, I guess, a full-time residential adult treatment center in Texas for the first time, and that's in Bryan College Station, is that correct?
Bryan College, I'm really excited. You know, I love to build things. I'm very excited to be a part of this. First of all, Promises Behavioral Health is a wonderful company, and I am just so blessed to be a part of it. And they have bought the facility in Bryan College Station. And so what we have been treating there is the comorbidity of disorders like anxiety, depression that go along with substance use disorder. But what we're seeing a lot of is that there are people that just might have the mental health diagnosis as primary. And unfortunately, people can go into an acute care hospital or that they can go into an outpatient facility, but there was nothing in between. And we were very fortunate in the sense that our facilities in Florida and Tennessee were able to get somebody help that just has a primary mental health disorder, but nobody had done that in Texas. And so we started working with the state, looking at different requirements, looking what we would need to do. And now, just starting this month, we opened the first mental health residential treatment center for adults that we know of here in Texas.
In month of August?
Yes.
Yes, all right. Well, we appreciate you so much for sharing that with us and kind of getting us through some of those finer points of how you go ahead and get that help and how you know when you really need it. So thanks a lot for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks.